Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
All right, it's 11:01. It is The Lock Shop. Thank you very much for being here today. I am Dustin Nielson. I'm pretty much the only guy in this office that ever hosts The Lock Shop lately. Lock Shop and all of Edmonton Sports Talk is brought to you by Play Alberta. Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you very much to those of you nasties out there who are also crack packers hopping in this break I'm doing tonight. We got like 8 spots left. We're going to dive into that a little bit later on. One of the crack pack guys, it's like $52 to get into the break tonight. One of them accidentally sent me $520, and then he messaged me. It was just like, "Hey, I accidentally sent $520 instead of $52. Can you send me some back?" And I said, "New phone, who dis?"
And you said no.
I said the money back to him. I said the money back to him.
All-time twist.
I know. Wouldn't that have been a plot twist?
Yeah. So you're in for the next 50.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to hold it as credit.
This is just a deposit.
This is just credit
for the next 50. It's all good, man.
I'm going to keep it as credit. So that's big. That's big. All right. It is the Lock Shop, and all of Edmonton Sports Talk is brought to you by Play Alberta. I think I just heard Tommy go to Hernan. "Hey, do you want to come to Popeyes with me?" So it's on. I mean, the Popeyes bet is about to get paid out.
Hernan, no.
Yeah, sure. I was like, no, you can pay for it. So we do a lot of betting on the Lock Shop, and we do a lot of betting at EST. And this is probably the one that I'm most proud of. I bet the boys a week ago that Kapanen would stay on Draisaitl's wing for an entire week, and we've hit it. So Tommy and Hernan have to buy me Popeyes for lunch. I submitted my order. It's great. I'm getting the chicken sandwich. I'm getting 12 nugs on the side. Trev, if you stick around, I'll give you 1 or 2 of them maybe. And then I'm getting the mashed potatoes and gravy, and I'm getting a beverage. And I'm hoping they get something for themselves. You know, I don't want to be sitting here on Oil Stream eating Popeyes all by myself. Right, so that's a big one. A couple of plays already up. We got our early bird partner parlay NFL from yesterday. Texans and Bears plus 4.5. That's a plus 230. And then Trev and Eric and I, no Oilers tonight, a little bit of a light night. We just all picked the game money line in the NHL tonight. We went Sabres, Kings, and Kraken, and that's at plus 730. So you can find that there as well. A couple other parlays still to come. Jay's play of the day, he was hot. He hit the, I think it was like plus 330 when it was all said and done. Draisaitl and McDavid both with a power play point last night. The Oilers did not get the job done for us, or we would have hit the early bird bet of the day as well. And then watch for Dusty and Jordy's special still coming as well. Me and my buddy Vis, we always do these parlays when he's in chemo. He's got his final chemo treatment today, and then we think he's maybe in the clear. So he was in chemo this morning. He sent me a picture. He goes, "It's parlay time, buddy." So we're building an NFL parlay that we're going to throw up, and that should be up probably later this afternoon. I think he's just wrapping his treatment. So that'll be popping up. You can find that on the EST specials page as well. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. And we can get into that. Let me see what I got on the docket today. NHL action last night. The Jets, are they going to win the cup? 3 in a row. Oilers lose to the Preds. We're going to get to that. We'll look at the light slate tonight. We're going to talk some golf. Brooks Koepka is back with the PGA. Bryson commented on it today. CFL winter meetings are underway. And I want to take a look at NFL Super Bowl MVP futures and see if there's some value there today as well. So let's bring in Huss from Winnipeg Sports Talk over here, cackling in the background there. Huss, how you doing, buddy?
You know what? I know you get heat for being a part-time Lock Shop host, but that intro was phenomenal. I mean, I have so many questions. Nice work on the win, on the bet.
Yeah, the Popeyes bet. It's a big one.
Great Popeyes order.
Oh, had to, right?
Like, the chicken sandwich is so elite. Chicken sandwiches have come so far in the last... And you know what? I think Popeyes deserves the bulk load of the credit.
I think it drives a lot of that. I think you're right, man. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, remember chicken sandwiches in the 90s? Like, it was like a flat, like, it was awful. It was awful.
And listen, I mean, far be it from me to besmirch McDonald's. I've been a good customer for a long time, but the McChicken's just not. Bottom line is Popeyes came out with that chicken sandwich. When they came to Canada, there was so much excitement for it, and it completely delivered. And now it seems like, whether it's fast food restaurants, nicer restaurants that you go sit down, everyone's trying to get a chicken sandwich that good. But the 12 nugs on the side was the power move.
Like I said, I'm probably not taking down a chicken sandwich, mashed potatoes, and 12 nugs, but now I can be like, hey, you want a nug? Come have a nug. I'm providing some stuff, right, for some of the boys. I know Zach's going to want one of my nuggets for sure. So, yeah.
Good old Tommy.
Yeah,
what's your, again, this is non-sports, but give me your top 3 nugget dipping sauces.
Oh, man. I mean, this is a loaded question, Huss. I'll just say it's a loaded question.
If you say ketchup.
No. Now, look, if I have nothing, will I dip in ketchup? A little bit. I'm not crazy about it. I like ketchup on a number of other things. I would say I'm going to get specific to location and exactly what it is. Okay, I'm going to go Elephant and Castle, Honey Dill, Winnipeg, number 1. I mean, undoubtedly. Number 2. I'll probably go Blackened Ranch, Popeyes. I like the ranch, and this is blackened, so like there's a little bit of heat to it. And then number 3, call me old school, but I grew up on it. I mean, my body's probably 2% McDonald's barbecue sauce. So like when you go to get nuggets at McDonald's, and they're like a sweet and sour or barbecue, I was always a barbecue guy. So those would probably be my 3. I know, don't get me wrong. Like I'm here for the plum sauce. I'm here for some of these other ones, but that would probably be my top 3.
Here for your thoughts in the chat on this very important question today too. Yeah, I'm with you. Like I've always been like, I think barbecue is a mainstay. Listen, if you're Honey Dill, if you're from Winnipeg, you can pretty much get that everywhere. That has not yet got to like a national thing, but
no.
I can't disagree with you. I became more a fan of honey mustard over the years.
Yeah, I'm not a big mustard man myself, but I can be convinced to hit the honey mustard sometimes.
Yeah, the and sweet and sour is one of those. It's a polarizing one. Yeah. Polarizing dipping sauce. Some people love it. Some people hate it. My
mom used to always be sweet and sour, and I was always like, "What are you talking about? Like, just get the barbecue." Or like, if somebody was to go get me nugs as a child and they didn't ask me what sauce I want and they brought home sweet and sour, is one of those things where I'd like throw it in their face, disgusted. Like, what is this? What are you doing here? That was a little too much. That was a little too much, I think.
Mark, sauce draft?
We've done let me tell you this, Huss. Here's the list of some drafts we've got coming up, or things we're throwing around right now as far as drafts go. We did the Christmas draft. We're going to be doing an Olympic draft coming up right when the Olympics start. Totally makes sense.
How does that work?
We're going to be drafting like Olympic athletes, movies about Olympics, Olympic events. I think we might even throw, you have to draft one color of the rings in there as well. Like, so you can take it, Olympic scandal, best drug scandal, Ross Rebliati, first round grade for the marijuana back in the day. So there's enough that we can put together for an Olympic draft, right? So we're going to do Olympic draft. And then some of the other draft ideas that we're looking at here, a draft of dynamic duels. We mentioned that one because we did that before. I think you were in it. A pet peeve draft, a classic rock draft, a Simpsons draft, television show Simpsons with all the characters and stuff. Simpsons draft would be good. We did it with a Seinfeld draft back during the pandemic. And then we did a bird draft. So we're thinking of doing a fish/things in the water draft. So there's a lot of different things that we could look at. So we got no shortage of draft ideas around here, buddy.
Are you guys still cranking one out a month?
No, I mean, once Oilers season hits, it's tough because you don't necessarily want, like, the thing that pissed us off with the Christmas draft is that we were totally fired up for Christmas draft, and then that day at like 8:00 they traded Stuart Skinner. So we had to blow out Christmas draft and do it the following week. So Oilers season always cramps our style a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you.
We'll find ways to probably fit in about 6 a year. Maybe crank it up a notch a little bit.
Lock shop co-host draft.
Okay, that's pretty funny, actually. I like that. That's well done. That's pretty good. All right. So, yeah, lots of games. Let's go NHL last night, Huss. The Jets, I mean, mind you, what were you guys thinking when a 3-0 lead disappeared like that?
We were thinking, we've been here before. Oh, my God. I can't believe this is happening. You know, they scored the goal and then very shortly afterwards got a penalty shot on a bit of a cheesy call, but whatever. And then, then they scored again. I think it was 3 goals in 2:41 or something like that. And all of a sudden we're like, okay, we got a game here, folks. But credit to the Jets. They did not get into a bit of a shell or anything like that. They came right back out. They got one. And then the Islanders challenged for goalie interference. A reckless challenge, I thought. Patrick Roy, I guess, thought he was on a bit of a heater and wanted to keep rolling. And then they got another one. Usually it's been the Jets giving up back-breaking goals at the end of periods. They got one at the end of the second period and then held on last night. So, yeah, really nice win. Get this. Very interesting fan experience last night.
Okay.
So my seats are row 1 of the upper bowl in the corner that the Jets shoot at in the first and third period.
Okay.
And so we've got a score clock that now has like 4 massive jumbotrons, like one facing north, south, east, west.
Okay.
Our jumbotron, they had like a massive failure about 20 minutes before the game started. So literally, and you know, once in a while you'll have a little square out or something like that. But this was like half the jumbotron was out. So obviously it impeded promos and some replays. I'm enough on the corner that I could pretty much make out what was happening on the other one. But whatever, it was just one of those things, kind of sucked. It was an inconvenience. Second intermission, we're sitting in the bar right by our section with a bunch of people, just whatever, talking about the game. I get an alert from the Jets 360, which says, I will read the message. Apologies for the disruption. We apologize for the disruption on the South Side scoreboard due to technical difficulties. We've added $10 Jets 360 credit to your account per seat scan. So all of a sudden, boom, there's $20 in the account. Go get a beer for the second. So
I could see that walk for you after getting that over to get the beer. Glorious walk. That's just an all-time.
And you know what? And this will make people in Edmonton jealous because I mean we all know how expensive everything is.
You can get 2 beers for $20 there, can you?
Pretty much, like if you have seasons, which I do, you get 25% off beer, and I think it ends up being basically like $10.09 or something like that, like just over $10. So that was a nice touch by the squad, by the team last night. But certainly getting a win 3 in a row. I think, you know, if the team starts winning a little more consistently, we're going to really start feeling the pain of just the hole that they've dug themselves. You know, you win 3 games in a row, you're still 8 points out of a wild card, having to, you know, pass 6 teams. They're now ahead of the Vancouver Canucks. I think the Vancouver Canucks are the heavy favorite to finish 32 out of 32 this year. But again, it's one of these things where, you know, if you get right back into it, it certainly makes it more exciting. But like I've been saying, the worst possible scenario for the Jets is played just well enough to sort of get in the mix, miss by 3 points.
You're 10th in the conference,
and be picking 15th overall, but out of the playoffs. So I don't know.
Hey, speaking of jumbotrons, Huss, just quickly, have you seen the Olympic Arena jumbotron?
No.
I just retweeted it. I thought it was like an AI thing, but you have to go look. I just retweeted it with the Zoolander gif. What is this? A jumbotron for ants? It is.
What?
Do you see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. I just retweeted it if you want to go see it.
That's the arena that all the games are going to be played in?
I think that's the arena where the games are going to be played.
What a strange strange setup. Like, think about those seats behind the net. Like, what's with that massive space in between everything?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe that part of the ice, maybe that part was supposed to be designed. Remember, because it's a little bit shorter, right? So maybe the rink was supposed to extend into that space. And I'm wondering if that black area along the bottom, well, that must be suites, eh? That's all like blacked out right now? Those must be suites that are still under construction.
Yeah, it's either construction, they're finishing seats, or something like that. What do we know? What's the capacity of this place? It doesn't look huge.
No, I don't know what the capacity of it is. It looks like it might be like 12,000 or something. You know, like when it kind of looks like a bigger version of a WHL barn, like 12 to 14 maybe. But that Jumbotron is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to
That doesn't seem real. Like, maybe this is just a temporary one before they put the real one in.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just the image. Bronco Dick says the attendance, the capacity there's 16. So 16? Yeah, that area that's blacked off, it will obviously be suites or more seats that they're still working on.
Well, if it's 16, I mean, it's just basically like what you see on the left. That'll go all the way up to the top and do this. Do you know anyone going?
No, like not from a fan perspective.
We had
who do you know?
We have this guy, Roy Mack, WST regular.
What a beauty name, by the way.
Yeah, and he often shows up. He'll like pop into the chat. Hey, I'm in Dallas tonight to watch the game. Like, he follows the Jets, goes to a lot of the road games, and I did bump into him after the Four Nations final. Actually, if you recall, remember there was that guy when we went into the bar. I said, "Hold on a second." I was out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Roy Mack just showed up there and was telling me about his blood feud with Ray Ferraro. There was an incident when he was sitting.
Oh yeah, you told me. I remember we talked about that stuff.
Yeah, that's the guy. So, anyways, he let us know he's got gold medal game tickets in Italy. So we'll be heading there. If any lock shoppers are heading out there, let us know. We can live vicariously
through you. Yeah,
that would be a wild thing to get to. I mean, the World Cup was crazy, and again, that was a one of a kind one because it was in Qatar, and you were basically just staying in the same place the whole time. It sure would be neat to be, at an event like that, because you could go see a bunch of the other Olympic events, even though the crown jewel of it all is going to be these Olympic Games.
Has anything else from the NHL last night, man? What else popped out to you? How about Tampa now? Jeez, they don't lose.
I did, in that third period, while enjoying the complimentary beer provided by the scoreboard outage, we had Washington was in. They won an OT.
Came from behind to win in overtime, yeah.
So then I locked in on this Oiler game, and all through the third period, it was 3-3. I'm like, wow, you get to overtime. Come on,
gonna win it. Yeah.
McDavid, Draisaitl. So I was that guy at one NHL game, watching it with the phone on, watching the overtime.
Makes sense.
Just to see how we were doing it. And obviously, I don't know what the hell Jari was doing. I mean, I'm sure you guys.
Yeah, it came flying out on it. I mean, we had Jamie McLennan on today, and I got his opinion on it. I said, Niels, what do you think? He goes, he hesitated just a little bit. He's like, if he leaves a little bit sooner, you're getting to that puck and you're clearing it away. Yeah. Plus, McDavid and Draisaitl and Bouchard were at like the tail end of a 1:40 shift.
I know.
And they had no juice to get back. So
who did they throw over the boards after those guys?
You know what? I'm glad you brought this up because I went back and looked at the shift chart. I thought I remembered what it was, and I did. It was McDavid and Draisaitl come out with Bouch. And then they brought out Nuge and Hyman and Nurse. And then, according to the shift chart, they came back with Bouch, with Roslovic and Kapanen briefly, and then right back to McDavid and Draisaitl for another monster shift at the end. And we were debating it today. Like, the problem is that they had the puck forever in the offensive zone and just kept dropping it and passing it and circling around. Yeah. Not like trying to get anything on net. So they sort of wasted 1:30 of their own energy by not accomplishing anything. But as we said this morning, How many times have we watched them in overtime and gone, man, I can't believe you're still out there after a minute and 30 seconds. And then it's a 2-on-1 and they score and win the game. Plus, although somebody, I think it was Big Uke, you're watching still. Didn't you say this morning that 3 of the Oilers' overtime goals this year have actually come without those guys on the ice, which I found kind of interesting. So, I mean, it's not necessary, it just sort of feels necessary. So you try to take the good with the bad. But that killed our early bird bet yesterday, which was both of those guys to have 2 points and the Oilers win. So we couldn't finish that one off.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Of course, we were locked in on those games. And I mean, I knew it was over. So I didn't really care. Or in fact, I was somewhat happy that Anaheim beat Dallas last night.
I guess
that would have been. I would have been really choked if the Oilers got that done, and then the game that we thought was probably maybe a little safer than the others did not happen. Hey, just on the Oilers, I mean, we talked about this quite a bit last week going into the Winnipeg Edmonton game. What's the latest on the Mangiapane situation and the Frederick meter?
Look, Haas, what I will say to you and everybody listening in Winnipeg, now that you're back on track, they're both available, right? If you're interested, if the Jets are saying, man, we've won 3 in a row, what we could really use is a guy who does nothing for the next 7.5 years, we got one for you. So there's that.
There's been no uptick.
No, there's been no uptick. I'm not sure there will be an uptick this year, at least for Frederick. Mangiapane's got a couple of games here. I would, and for the next game against the Islanders, if it was me, I'd take Mangiapane out. I'd play Howard on the third line with Roslovic and Savoy. But Howard last night only played 6 minutes. He got 7 shifts. He had 3 turnovers, and one of his turnovers basically led directly to a goal. So I think Knobloch will probably take him out, which means Mangiapane will probably get a little bit of another look. And then they're only running the 13 forwards on the roster because they got 3 goalies right now, right? So they're running 13, 7, and 3. So there's only one guy who has to be scratched. So I think next game it'll probably be Howard, but if it was me, it would be Mangiapane or Frederick. I mean, you can choose. It's like getting kicked in the balls or kicked in the face.
I mean, I would be surprised if they had not talked. What's Mangiapane's number?
Just over 3, but he's got another year left.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. Like I would be shocked if the Jets and Oilers had not talked about a straight up. We talked about it on this show. Nyquist for Mangiapane. The Jets get a guy. Like, first of all, it's change of scenery for both guys that aren't doing anything.
Nyquist comes off the books a year sooner.
Yeah, like the benefit to the Oilers is just getting out of the last year of the Mangiapane deal. Benefit of the Jets is that they hopefully get a player that can come in a new scene with a new team and get going, and they'll be more than happy to have a guy with one more year on his deal.
What's the deal with Nemesnikov? He makes pretty much the same. He's got another year left. How bad has he been this year?
He had a nice start. He had 6 goals, I think, in like the first 10, 11 games.
Oh, really?
And then went ice cold like so many guys on that team. Like when we were talking about there's absolutely 0 secondary scoring, Vlad was right in the middle of that. He scored a huge goal. He got the goal to kick things off on Friday night in the eventual win. So he's a really versatile player. I mean, he's a guy that can play on the 4th line. I mean, he was basically the 2nd line center last year, which is nuts that they won the President's Trophy with him doing that. It's funny, just offside, you mentioned Nemesnikov. I saw something where people built a Russia team. Like if Russia
if there was. Oh, yeah, that's yeah.
And their goalies are insane. You got Vasilevsky and Shesterkin. Blue line really good. Wingers incredible. No centers.
Weak down the middle, eh?
There's literally no centers. Like I saw Vlad was the 3rd center.
Here it is. Is it the one from ESPN?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I've got it here. So yeah, Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, and Sorokin, which is insane. Sergachev with Provorov, Gavrikov with Zub, Zdorov with Orlov, and then Nikishin, who's with the Canes this year, and Kuznetsov on the Flames as the blue liners, the extra blue liners. And then up front, you are right about the wingers. I mean, so the way that they laid this thing out is Malkin between Kucherov and Kaprizov, Danila Yurov, who's in Minnesota this year,
wild.
between Nichushkin and Panarin, Nemesnikov with Ovechkin and Marchenko, Barbashev and Svechnikov flanking a KHLer by the name of Ruslan Abrosimov, and then Buchnevich and Dorofeyev as the extras.
Like it just stands out. Like, oh my God, there's no Russian centers, and every other position they're stacked. We don't have to worry about the Russians.
No.
I just thought.
I mean, it is kind of weird that there's not a lot of Russian centers in the National Hockey League. Like, wonder what's up with that. I wonder why they all.
Especially the same week that Sergei Fedorov.
Yeah, getting honored. Yeah,
is celebrated the way that he is. Hey, one other overtime little note.
Yeah.
This from Bucci Main himself. 3-on-3 overtime is not deciding games like it used to. Only 63.7% of OTs are solved, the lowest mark since OT was introduced in 15-16. After a record 71.6% of overtimes featured a goal last season, the extra frames pace of play has slowed, and shootouts are deciding more games.
Was that like a drop of 8%?
Yeah, it's pretty significant. Remus has a take. He just says players have figured out how to game 3-on-3, keeping possession, taking the puck out of the offensive zone, back to their own end. Much less exciting at times. I mean, listen, when you're going up against a team like the Oilers, that's exactly what you want to do. Win the faceoff and skate around for a minute and a half and have Draisaitl and McDavid chase you. Try and get them off the ice. And then put your guys on. And we've seen the Jets kind of counter, like they've started Adam Lowry on a few cases, like hoping that he wins
in overtime.
the draw.
Yeah,
in overtime, and then just sort of play the clock out and give yourself a better chance to win against the secondary guys.
All right, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us, and feel free to chime in on the chats. Lots of good comments about that tiny little jumbotron in the Cody texts in and says, Dusty, I don't think we can call that a jumbotron. It's just a Tron. That's kind of funny. All right, let's get to tonight's slate in the NHL. Huston, we'll talk some golf, we'll talk some CFL, we'll talk some NFL. Just 4 games tonight. Kraken are in New Jersey to take on the Devils. The Sens are getting the Rangers. Sens got that win last night over the Vancouver Canucks, a desperate win for the Ottawa Senators there. And boy, the Canucks are a mess. So the Sens are in New York to take on the Rangers. Kraken get the Devils, Flyers and Sabres, Golden Knights and Kings later on tonight. Your starting goalies are as follows for what we at least have confirmed. Markstrom will go for the Devils. Joey Decord unconfirmed for the Kraken. Quick will start for the Rangers. They've got James Reimer listed as unconfirmed for the Senators. Vladar will go for the Flyers. Pekka Luukkonen for the Sabres. And then Akira Schmid will go for Vegas tonight. Darcy Kemper unconfirmed for the Kings right now. So it's a light slate tonight, Huss, but what jumps off the board for you?
Yeah, the game that I'm quite interested in is Vegas and the Kings. And the Kings looked so bad against the Jets on Friday night. And then did they beat the Oilers in overtime, or was that a shootout?
They beat them in a shootout.
Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night.
That's the thing about the Oilers right now, and really about the NHL. And what pisses me off about what happened with the Jets. Losing in overtime or shootouts, it doesn't even matter. I mean, you're getting your point. It's like the 500. It's the regulation losses that absolutely kill you. And that's why the Jets are where they are. I mean, if 4 of those wins or 4 of those losses were in the extra frame, they're like 4 points out of a playoff spot. Every one of those points is so, so valuable. So to get them,
like Vegas is, I think, is the best example of this.
It's crazy.
Vegas they've played 44 games. They've won 21. They've lost 23. They're tied for first in the Pacific. So they haven't even won half of their games. and they are tied for first in the Pacific because they have lost 12 games in overtime or a shootout. That is 12 points. That is propping them up to maybe look a little bit different than what the standings say.
What is nuts is that so they've gone to overtime 17 times, and they are 5-12
in overtime
in the extra frame. Like, even if you get that to even, like, say they end up, you change that 5-12 to 9-8, boom, 58 points, nice lead. But I mean, listen, they're 10 games above 500. They're getting where. But as far as tonight goes,
well, no, just go quickly one more, because I just said, Vegas hasn't even won half their games. They're tied for first. The Oilers also haven't even won half their games, and they're tied for first with Vegas. Like, the Oilers have won 23 of their 47 games. They're tied for first. The Kraken have 21 wins, so they haven't even won half their games. They're at 50. The only team in the entire Pacific that's won more games than they've technically lost this year are the San Jose Sharks, who would be 23-22 on the year, because they've just got 3 loser points so far. So the whole thing is, I don't know, I've hated it for a long time, how some games are worth 3 points and some games are only worth 2. I think it's kind of ridiculous, but. Yeah.
Well, and it just also speaks to how stinky the Pacific's been this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that 50, now I guess the Oilers are tied there. Vegas has 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
But 54 points gets you a wild card in the East. And if Edmonton and Vegas were both in the East, the Oilers would be out of the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the Pacific is it's very awful.
I guess they'd be tied with Boston. They both have 44 points or 54 points in the 27 or 47 games.
All right, what about tonight? What do you think here?
Well, what an interesting matchup between Ottawa and New York. 2 teams that are just this Ottawa situation is one of the most bizarre I can ever remember. I mean, when you add in the Steos statement and everyone saying something's up, but obviously the team says it's all BS. Did you know that Linus Ullmark, who's on personal leave, was at the 2 games on the weekend sitting in the 400 level?
What do you mean? Like, he's sitting in the crowd up top?
Yeah.
Watching? Like, he bought a ticket and got into the game?
Maybe he got tickets. Maybe he got tickets from the
but
team.
like, why wouldn't he be like in the press box?
It's a great question, dude. And that whole thing is so mysterious. And, I've heard from some people he's never going to play for Ottawa again. Then we hear that, he's going to be back. He's potentially could be back soon. I don't understand. But the reason I bring this up is that, so the Sens got their win last night to break their losing streak. They're at MSG tonight. Take on the Rangers. JT Miller's being a suck again. Like, his path of what happened in Vancouver
already launched with the Rangers.
Great winner, terrible losers, having a hard time handling it right now. And I mean, the Rangers are 5-12-4 at home. Like, they've got 15 wins on the road and only 5 at home. And tonight they get the Ottawa Senators, who got a win, desperate for it.
That was last night, right? So it's a back-to-back for the Sens.
Yeah, and they just snuck by the Vancouver Canucks.
Now, Noodles, we had Noodles on. I think he worked that game last night. He said they had like 40 shots on Lankinen, and he was really good last night.
I'm sort of intrigued with Ottawa tonight to see if they can build off that one before. Do you like Buffalo? I heard you guys talking about that one.
Like Buffalo. They'll definitely throw Buffalo in here. I mean, the Rangers have been like the New York Rangers. I was just looking at, so the Rangers have lost 4 in a row. They've lost 8 of 10. They have only scored 2 goals in each of their last 4 games. The 2 games that they managed to win, they scored 5 goals in and they scored 7 goals in. Outside of that, their offense hasn't really done anything in their last 10 games. So, I mean, we stayed away from that game this morning when we put together a little fun parlay. But, I mean, the Sens are actually a favorite on the road, a slight favorite on the road tonight in New York. So I could be convinced on that.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Buffalo. Seattle's actually been playing some good hockey as of late. And now I don't know what to expect from the Devils either. Like the Devils were in this terrible spot. They lose to Winnipeg, and then they go in and finish the road trip with a win in Minnesota against the Wild.
Yeah, it killed us.
So I have a hard time figuring that one out. And VGK in LA should be an interesting game. I kind of like Vegas in this one. Just based on, what the Kings are going through right now, but intrigued on Ottawa, definitely like Buffalo tonight, and maybe VGK.
Let's see here. Ottawa, Buffalo, Vegas, plus 501. Okay, I'll send that over to the boys. We'll get that done. Okay, Huss, I mean, we're going to be swinging into golf season here again. We like to do a lot of golf stuff on Wednesdays. But I got to get your thoughts. I wanted to get to it yesterday, but we got busy. What are your thoughts on Brooks Koepka coming back? There's some penalties, $5 million to charity and all that stuff. But what do you think of him coming back to the PGA? And what do you think? Like, so Bryson was asked about it today, and Bryson's only comment was, "I'm under contract for 2026," and that's all he said. I also saw some speculation that Bryson has sort of hinted that playing in the majors and just doing YouTube content could also just be something else that he does next year. So. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, awesome news for those of us that follow the PGA Tour. I don't know of anyone that follows LIV, so the fact that
Josh Clausen, CTV weatherman in town, he loves LIV. I don't know what it is. He just got hooked by it. It's he comes in, he's on the hangout sometimes and stuff, and we're like, "How's your LIV going, Klaus?" Like, it's weird.
We'll have to ask him how Smash GC makes it without Brooks. Listen, it's awesome to get that guy back on tour. I mean, he's one of the great, interesting personalities, but all world killer when it comes to the majors. And the fact that he wasn't really into the whole LIV thing, but took the bag. I mean, his game really suffered. I mean, last year, I think his highest finish in a major was 12th. I think he missed a couple of cuts, which is not really like Brooks. So, to be back, to be playing in a lot of the events, I think because of what he's in and what he isn't, I think we can count on Brooks playing in the Canadian Open this year, which is awesome. So yeah, listen, I'm here for it. And he's a guy that's fun, even if you're not betting him or taking him, he's a fun guy to have in and around, the leaderboards. Be wild to see him. I know he's playing Waste Management later on this month.
Yeah.
So, Brooks back there and that sort of crowd will be a lot of fun. And as far as the other guys, I mean, by the way, it was so funny. Did you see the rules that they put up for the guys that are eligible for the player return program?
Yeah, it was.
You've had to win a major in the last 4 years
to come back.
And everything else they're talking about 5 years, but that's the one caveat.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to win a major in the last 4 years. Not lost upon me that Phil Mickelson won the PGA in 2021. So it's like they set the cutoff right after Phil won.
So Rahm could come back, Bryson could come back, Brooks can come back.
Cam Smith, if they wanted. Cam Smith loves LIV. I mean, he gets to stay in Australia. They have the Australia events. That's big to him.
Which way do you think Bryson ends up going?
Well, I'd be surprised if he didn't maneuver back at some point back to North America. Like, the money he's gotten so much of it. They've already got the bag from the Saudis for LIV. So unless he's really, really tied to it, and, it does give him a chance. The bottom line is, I don't think this would be an issue if people paid attention to LIV, but it's like you're in witness protection program.
Yeah.
When you move over there. And John Rahm said that he's sticking it out for this year. Can imagine what that sort of penalty for a John Rahm, like how much he's getting paid, like what he would be walking away from in that year. But Rahm's another guy, and they have the stupidest rules in LIV, by the way. He was the player of the year. He never won last year on LIV, and yet, God, I guess he was always in the top. There's a couple guys that won, like I think it was Neiman won 3 or 4 times.
Neiman had a huge year last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, the team stuff, the cliques, is it the cliques?
You're asking the
Cliques have
wrong
been
guy.
renamed to like Shady Acres or Southern something, because that's
Okay.
basically the South African guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And now I think there's a new team, Korean team, which is sort of interesting. But yeah, listen, I mean, Liv has just been an abject failure. It's kind of incredible with all the money they've spent that they haven't gotten more traction. PGA's in a good spot. It's better with Brooks Koepka. Would have loved to have Rom and Bryson join in, and I guess we'll see if anything changes for next year.
I looked up Brooks' last couple of years at the majors. So he was on that great run, right? From like 17 to 21. Yeah. He won the US Open, T6 in the Open Championship. In 18, he won the US Open, he won the PGA Championship. In 2019, he went T2 at the Masters, won the PGA Championship, second at the US Open, T4 at the Open Championship. In 2021, he missed the cut at the Masters. And then was T2, T4, T6. Was not a good year in 2022. In 2023, T2 at the Masters and won the PGA Championship. Since then, T17 at the U.S. Open and T64 at the Open Championship that same year. And then 24 and 25, 45th, 26th, 26th, 43rd. And then in 2025, missed the cut, T12 at the Open, and then or U.S. Open, and then missed the cut at the Open Championship. He missed the cut 3 times last year.
Wow.
So, yeah.
He's got to get it.
I would like for him to get his game back on track, man. The PGA Tour is better when Brooks Koepka's involved. Whether you love him or hate him, you want to see him in the mix. Like,
I'll tell you what, I'm excited to get going with the Sony Open this week. I never know what to bet in the first week of the season.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that I'm not. And I'm not sure if you've got different odds. I mean, Russell Henley's kind of a clear-cut favorite.
I think I saw Henley at the top of the list here too. Yeah, man. I am excited for. Oh, look at the Popeyes rolling in from the boys. Look at this. Oh, glorious from my guys.
Likes.
There it is. My goodness. Thanks, Nanzo.
For me.
Thanks, Tommy. Oh, we'll get into this on the oil stream today. Oh my God. Here's to capping it, hey boys. This is terrific.
Unreal.
Look at this stack of Popeyes. This is tremendous.
Shout out to the boys for coming through.
This is clutch.
And their dads.
I love it. This is perfect. Anyway, sorry, Huss, got interrupted there.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of these tourneys. Like a lot of the top guys aren't there, and it's a pretty wide open. Yeah,
Henley's
board.
a pretty big favorite. You're right. Henley and then Hideki, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, Decky, Ben Griffin, and JJ Spawn.
JJ Spawn, who had a pretty good year last year. Yeah.
So I'm seeing those guys around 18, and then Morikawa, Siwoo, Bobby Mack, Keegan Bradley. I was watching Keegan on TGL when he's with the Boston Common team. They had a nice win.
Yeah, TGL's fired back up now, hey?
Yeah, TGL, there was a match last night.
Well, we'll get into our Wednesday golf picks here coming up as the season launches again.
Yeah, so, I mean, for this first one, I mean, this is a light one. I did see my buddy Pat Mayo liking Aaron Rye's chances to win. And I think Rye actually was at 40, and I'm just looking. He seems to be down to like 33-ish. Corey Connors, 25-1. Don't mind that. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Canadian Nick Taylor is the defending champ. And Nick Taylor famously has amazing starts to the season. You know, he won the Waste Management. He won this. So Taylor at 40, or if you're thinking about top 10s.
Yeah, I'm looking at I got him at 41 right now.
Yeah, 41.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad number for a guy that traditionally starts really hot.
And it feels good talking golf right now. I'm excited. When's the Waste Management? How far away are we from that?
Well, that's the weekend of Super Bowl.
Okay, so that's not far away. Let me see here. Let's see what we've got. Let's see what we got coming up here. All right, so we got Sony Open. then the American Express, Farmers Insurance Open, and then, Phoenix Open, Pebble Beach Pro-Am, Genesis, Cognizant. They're all back. Arnold Palmer, Puerto Rico. That is exciting. I like it. So you don't mind Nick Taylor and some top 10s in this week is what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, Nick Taylor, I think, is worth a little sprinkle. What else do I have on the card here? I got a little piece of Bobby Mack at 22-1. And then, as I said, Nick Taylor, and it's already starting, Dusty. It's already starting, but it is crazy when you look at this field without all the big guys. You have to go all the way down.
Is this a Tony Finau comment?
Yeah, 100-1.
What? What's happened to this guy?
Well, he had a brutal year last year, but if you put a 100 beside Tony Finau's name, it's getting a piece of my account. So
you know what's funny is I see him sitting there with guys who we will probably bet later in the year at smaller events sometimes. Bud Cauley, Austin Eckroat, Nick Dunlap. Like at some point there'll be a smaller event and I'm like, I'm going to make a case for Austin Eckroat this week. You know,
the Gim Reaper.
The Gim Reaper's there. I got him at 94 right now. Yeah. No, that's good.
Tom Kim, he had a down year last year. He's at 100 as well. And then, you see some, Luke Clanton.
Billy Ho's at 70.
Yeah, I did. I don't mind Billy Ho. If you just want a fun kind of T10 or T20.
Yeah.
I like Billy Ho in that situation. And then, that kid that was a rookie last year, Luke Clanton. Who knows? We should screen cap this board because in 2 or 3 weeks, like whoever plays well and has a great start to the year, we're going to see these numbers crater
and see where they change.
There's probably some real value somewhere. It's just a matter of figuring out where that's going to be.
Huss, we can save the NFL Super Bowl MVP future stuff for tomorrow. I want your thoughts on the CFL. It's been pushed forward to a vote here now on the 20-second play clock remains in the final 3 minutes. So they're suggesting that 35-second play clock, which was implemented, or it was Stu Johnston decide that's what they're going to go with. And now the rules committee has said, or it's been suggested, that they stick with the same 20-second clock inside 3 minutes. What do you think of that?
Well, I never really got a good explanation of how the final 3 minutes were going to work.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody knew until these winter meetings, right?
And listen, I'm not one of these people that is like still losing my mind about the changes. I'm open to it. And, I can see some benefits from the ones that they are implementing. But I did not want to lose the craziness of the final 3 minutes of a CFL game. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the clock changes for the first 27 minutes of the half. But the bottom line is that some of the greatest excitement we get from the CFL is because the games never seem to be over in the final 3 minutes. So this is a good move. I mean, I have seen some comments of people that are kind of negative to the changes going, whoa, they're already going back to the old ones. I mean, what are they doing? But overall, I'm here for it. And then the thing that I'm really geeked about is this overtime. Like instead of potentially having ties, they're just going to go to
alternating plays from the three. Yeah.
Here for it. Here for it.
Man, I hope I get to call one of those. That would be a lot of fun.
Did we have any ties last year?
Not this year. No, I think actually your Winnipeg boy there, Derek Taylor. I think Taylor, I thought I called a tie, but maybe it was in the last couple of years. So DT said no ties last season, just one overtime game, and 2 ties in the last 8 CFL seasons, 4 ties since the beginning of 2010. So, yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but I'm also okay with it never happening. You might as well finish these games and get a winner. So, yeah.
Now, is that you'll know this from calling the games. There's no rule where the teams have to go for 2 in overtime, like on their second.
Yeah, no, I think you do have to go for 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
no,
what
I'm
about
pretty
the
sure
first
you
one? You can kick the first one?
No, I think you have to go for 2 all the time.
Period. There's no
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
all 2 points.
I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Sounds right. And it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to determine games, bringing out the kicker for converts, having the differences.
What's coming up on WST, buddy?
Well, speaking of CFL, we're going to talk to the old legend Bob Irving.
Oh,
Knuckles coming on today. He has had been involved with the St. B Hospital as a patient for a long time, and he's the spokesperson for the big lottery that we're working on with them. So we'll see how Knuckles is enjoying retirement, what he thinks about the Jets, the Bombers off season, maybe Popeyes Nuggets too. We'll see, and obviously the big lottery. And then John Shannon's coming on to talk some NHL and Jets, and our weekly visit with Weber, Ken Weeb. So a lot of Jets talk, a little bit of CFL, a little bit of NFL at the end, and should be a lot of fun.
all right. And then we'll be back on the Lock Shop tomorrow. Have a good show today, buddy.
Really hungry looking at.
I know, man.
You got that.
Wait till you stick around. I'm going to put the one shot back up. Wait till you see all this Popeyes. It's delicious. Here we go. All right. Hustle's off to Winnipeg Sports Talk. Look at this. I got the chicken sandwich. I got the mashed potatoes with the Cajun gravy. I got the nugs. We got the blackened chicken ranch. And we're going to dive into it all on the oil stream coming up here. All right. We sent a few things over. And you can find them on the EST specials page. Couple that are up right now. The early bird bet from this morning, Sabres, Kings, Kraken, plus 730. Our early bird NFL partner parlay yesterday, Texans plus 3.5, Bears plus 4.5. We just sent over Huss and I's Lock Shop NHL parlay tonight, which is Sabres, Senators, which we didn't touch this morning, and then Huss like the Knights tonight. So we're on both sides of that Knights-Kings game on the different parlays, so we know both of them aren't going to hit. And then myself and my buddy Jordy, who just finished his final chemo treatment. And we have decided to put together a little NFL parlay this weekend, and I've sent it over to the guys. So it'll be up as Dusty and Jordy special. Bills money line, Rams money line, Seahawks money line, Texans plus 3.5. And we'll have that pop up on the EST specials page a little bit later on today as well. Jay's play of the day still to come. The Screw It, Let's Do It still to come as well. And the DJ and Den's grandest of parlays. Nobody in this province populates a specials page at Play Alberta like Edmonton Sports Talk. So make sure you stick around for that one. Few text messages that we will get to, and lots to dive into on the oil stream today outside of the Popeyes that I will certainly be enjoying. We've got some crazy numbers. Reed Wilkins did this morning on Curtis Lazar, so we're going to dive into that. Basically, there's 3 options between the pipes for this team right now, and I don't mean you could start this guy or this guy or this guy. I mean there's 3 things they could do with the goaltending situation. So we'll get into that. Obviously, if you're a Popeye Spicy headlines, the Kapanen bet pays off. We'll get into the numbers game for Play Alberta as well. Lots to talk about with that overtime last night and how do you balance the good and the bad from McDavid and Draisaitl being on the ice so much in overtime. So we'll get to all of that coming up on the oil stream. After the oil stream today, it'll be Hernan Salas, engager from home. Hernan, is he back in today?
No idea. I messaged him and he hasn't
come back to it. But he'll be
and
on the show.
He read it because it says red.
What? He left you on red?
He left me on red.
Oh my God, your co-host left you on red. That sucks.
So
the
I have
big
no
one.
idea if he's coming in or not.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we'll have EST afternoons. But hey, how about this on EST afternoons today? Who do you guys have on?
Connor Unger.
Connor Unger, the hottest commodity in the Oilers goaltending world right now. Connor Unger is going to be on today. And then the Reed Wilkins show from 3 until 6. They're going to have a member of the 85 Bears on their show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a great afternoon here. Make sure you stick around. Tell your friends. Thank you very much for joining us on the Lock Shop today. I promise you I won't eat all of this Popeyes before oil stream starts. Maybe. We'll see. Best of luck if you're riding with us tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow.